Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today and thank you for your support. Today, I get to talk about one of my favorite albums of all time, and that is Genesis Wind And Wuthering. As you probably have guessed by now, I'm a big Genesis fan. And I came to Genesis around the time of this album and the previous one, Trick of the Tail. I started seeing them live around Seconds Out, and I have been a fan ever since. This album's really special to me. I love Trick of the Tail. It was such a surprise, relief, and delight to know that they could continue on without Gabriel and have a beautiful, effective album. And Trick of the Tail is at the top of everyone's list. People love that album. I just was watching or reading in the Hoffman Forum, there was a top 40 countdown for Genesis songs where everyone submitted a list. And it was surprising to everyone that Trick of the Tail took top honors. It was the most popular in terms of ratings of all the albums. All the tracks did very well, pretty much all of them except Robbery, Assault, and Battery. And I have to agree, Trick of the Tail is a mini masterpiece. And this album kind of falls a little bit behind it in many people's opinions. It does have the same formula. It does have the same sound and production, pretty much. And to me, it is got so many gorgeous moments on it that I rate it up there with Trick of the Tail as well. One of the reasons I am revisiting this is there's twofold. One, or threefold actually. One thing is revisiting the albums through the Atlantic 75 series. So I reviewed Selling England by the Pound, gave it a rave review. I thought it was beautiful. Just a great upgrade of the original mix in a beautiful remastering at 45 RPM. I couldn't say enough good about it. Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, I reviewed as well. I like that too, not quite to the level of Selling England, but that may be just my impression of the album as a whole. They did a great job on it and it sounds very nice, I think. So right before those two videos, I did an overview of all the Genesis albums that are coming in the Atlantic 75 series. I lamented the fact that Wind and Wuthering would not be among them, at least for now. I think this album could really benefit from the 45 RPM treatment. It's very long. It's like, when you look at the dead wax, it's right up to the label. So more space would be welcome in this particular album. To me, this album thrives on atmosphere. For this album to come across successfully, it has to have beauty, atmosphere, air, delicacy, as well as impressive climaxes, bass, and dynamics. It has to have all these things, but if it doesn't have the atmosphere and beauty, it's going to fail. It's got to evoke this jacket, and I love this jacket. This is actually the remix. So the reason I chose to do this is I'd heard so many negative comments about the remixes. Nick Davis did the remixes in 2007 or so. They have been the de facto standard since then. Tony Banks approved them, and I assume the whole band approved them, and they have been the only thing on the market since then until the Atlantic 75 45s. I had never tried one on vinyl, except for Seconds Out. Seconds Out I did get because word was good on that one, and it was really good. I thought they did a great job with that. I hadn't tried one of these, and I said, let me think, which one would I like to try? I decided on Wind and Wuthering since it is not going to be done in the Atlantic 75 series. So I picked it up recently from Amazon and decided to take the bullet for you and let you know what I think about this. I also acquired a UK original to go along with my Japanese pressing, second pressing. Thank you to John who sent me that UK pressing. you know, we're talking about two different mixes, so I cannot really comment on which one is mastered better because they are different. But I can give you some insight on how the remix comes across as compared to the original, and if it is able to hold on to what's important to this album and not destroy the rest of it, to bring out more in a pleasant way. I thought maybe, just maybe, they could do that. Well, I put on the remix first. I hadn't heard the originals in quite some time. I played the remix through a couple times, and honestly, right from the start, I felt there was something off about it. It's different for sure. Everything is brought up forward, and Nick Davis seemed to have decided to highlight everything and kind of make it a little louder and a little more prominent. Drums, vocals, bass, synth, pretty much guitar, pretty much everything is forward. It's interesting, but in the final analysis, it fails, I think, in my opinion. The remix sounds like I heard these remixes described from people listening to the CDs. It sounds compressed, it sounds harsh, it sounds pushy and forward, everything competing for attention. It's loud. The synths swamp everything. The drums are pushed forward to the point where they're not very natural sounding. They're more audible, but and the vocals really are grating. The guitar, even the delicate acoustic guitar parts, are too loud. They don't have the space and atmosphere that the original mix had. The original mix thrives on that atmosphere, as I said. It should have this misty, beautiful, delicate quality that evokes this cover. The remix just doesn't have that. It's kind of been stripped away. And to me, that's a grave error. Beautiful moments like the beginning of Blood on the Rooftops, that beautiful guitar solo on acoustic guitar, it needs to have that delicacy, space, and air around it to give it that quality, that delicate, gorgeous quality. It doesn't have that on the remix. On 11th Earl of Mar, where there's a soft part in the middle where he's saying, time to go to bed now. That section, just on the original, it's just so like dreamy, and the mellotron and the guitar, it just has a swirling light atmosphere about it that evokes that Genesis sound. On the remix, that mellotron is pushed forward and is swamping everything, and Phil sounds a little harsh. The guitar doesn't sound good. Some people have said, well, it's got bass and dynamics, the remix. I gotta tell you, the Japanese had the best bass of all of them. This one, second Japanese pressing. This is not like your typical Japanese pressing that is tipped up towards the treble and has no bass. This is a beauty, and I can highly recommend this. This is how the album is supposed to sound. The UK too. This UK that John sent me is gorgeous. I don't think it has quite the depth of bass, but it has the atmosphere, it has the space and air, it has the beauty. The remix doesn't do this. I'm trying to think of some other areas where possibly the remix could shine. I really can't. Let's see what we got here. 11th Earl of Mar, I mentioned. Oh, One for the Vine. Tony's masterpiece, his little mini masterpiece. Oh my God. The chorus where he's like, follow me, I give you strength inside you. It's overwrought. It's like kind of like everything is coming at you. It's a mini climax in this. It's not like the big climaxes in the album, but it still doesn't have that magic sound. It's been stripped away. Unquiet slumbers for the sleepers. Well, in this quiet earth comes first, actually. That beautiful instrumental. That is the cover of the album. It needs to have that swirling mist and, strumming guitar. Atmosphere. It's negated on the remix. Afterglow. Oh, Your Own Special Way. Not my favorite track on the album. Your Own Special Way is supposed to be pretty and delicate. Not on the remix. Everything is forward. The voice doesn't have that delicate, fragile quality that Phil put into this vocal. It's pushed forward and it's just not pleasant. Couldn't wait to take that off. On this original mix, I can listen to that anytime and I can enjoy it for what it is, even though it's not a favorite. Highlights on this album to me are 11th Earl of Mar, Blood on the Rooftops, and Afterglow. All in a Mouse's Night is kind of similar to Robbery, Assault, and Battery, in the sense that it's kind of a fun song, a lyrical song, playful song. But the musicianship in that is outstanding and can stand with the very best of Genesis. Very, very enjoyable on the original mix. On the remix, not so much. God. One for the Vine. What a beautiful, beautiful song. These are my thoughts on the remix. I much prefer the original mix. For all its faults, it has the magic intact. It has the beauty, the delicacy. It never veers into a situation where you want to take it off. And that happens with this remix. I just want to take it off. Too bad. It's really too bad because this is what the public's been buying for Genesis albums for the past 15 years. Thank God we have the Atlantic 75 series coming. But if you're searching out this beautiful album, I would highly suggest a German, a UK, or a Japanese pressing. I personally had a lot of experience with the Japanese pressing. I can highly recommend it. I've been playing the UK since I got it from John, and it's lovely too. Just beautiful. And I've heard very good things about the German one too. So those are my suggestions for Wind and Wuthering. I wish I had better news on the remix because it would be great to get an $18 album that surpasses originals, but it does not. Seconds Out is another story. I can recommend that, and I did review that, so you can check that out. But until next time, I'm Scott for The Pressing Matters. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.